Mrs. Favor, you can proceed. Okay, I guess maybe it's a technical glitch or something. So okay, somebody else, Mrs. Rukayat, you can proceed.
Sorry, please, I want to ask the first the how to detect the missing what is it called? That count
Oh, okay, the missing
blank.
value, right?
Are you
Yes,
still
I
going
was
to talk
waiting for.
about, yeah, how are you going to how you're still going to
Okay,
talk about it, or
we are supposed to do it here. Okay, so now let's say this
I
data
want to
was
ask,
missing.
like, how are we going to like use that function? Like,
Okay,
how are we
yes,
going to use that
I
function?
want. That's what I want to explain now to you guys. The count blank, right? So now you've taken notes, right? In our data set, D what? D39 is missing, right? Let's say we come to this place, D39. With our D39. Okay, it has been filled back again. Let's delete that data. So let's say we come here to this empty screen, right? So now we want to use the count blank function. We have to come to where? We have to go and check what is D39. D what? D39. We have to come here and say what? Missing, check missing values, right? So now to check missing values is what? So we have to now come here. Let's make this thing look neat. So we have to come here, right? And we'll now say missing value D39. So we don't know if it's D39. So we need to come here, D to what? We need to use what? The count, right? We say equal to what? Count what? Count blank, right? Let me shift this screen to the other side. So we have to say what? Count blank, D what? D, then you have to put this your double column, D what? We are saying D what? D2, right? D2. This is D. It's starting from RAM. D2 to what? So you now have to check where did the data set end. We have to check where did the data set. It end at 101, right? So we now say D2 to. We have to say D2 to what? To what? D101, right? Then we close our function and click enter. So what did it say? Say missing value is equals to what? Missing value is equals to 1, right? Mrs. Rukayat, you can see missing value is what? Missing value is equals to what? Is equal to 1. Okay, so now missing value, our missing value is what? 1. So let's say if our missing value was more than 1. So here we have been able to detect that.
Hello is greeting. Mm.
Let me unmute that person. So if we say now this data set on what? On RAM, let's say we have like, let's remove another missing values, right? Let's remove some missing values there. And now we come to this place. And I want to, what do we get? 4. So 4 values have been what? Missing in where? RAM. So now we have to go and either we refill it. So when they are telling you check the total number of missing value, you as a data analyst, you have to check for the total number of what? The missing value. Because I might give you that in your test. So you check, be able to check for the total number of missing value. Use your count blank to check for that. So now to fill the value, remember what I told you. You either use two methods, either to wipe this entire guy, this entire row 69, you are wiping it out, or you just use your sense and say maybe 2 GB, or you come here, but there are no 2 GB, so we can say maybe we're only selling 4 GB, 4 GB. Then you can come here and say, oh, there's 32 gig, 16 GB. Okay, Mrs. Taiwo, you can ask.
Good
Okay,
evening, sir.
yeah, evening.
Please, I just joined the meeting. They were saying something about missing value that we can use count to detect it. How do we do that, sir?
That's what we talked about. I think you have to go and watch from the previous from our YouTube class so you can understand it more better. But I'll explain it to you. We use the count blank to do that. So when you use the count blank, you can get what the
Okay.
missing value of a data set. Is that clear? But to get more insight on it, you can go back to our YouTube channel and watch more on it. So now for the
So,
next step, yes.
Instructor Martins, a minute. Okay, I want to know the person who is fellow. Please unmute your mic. I want to hear from you. Fellow, or you get kicked out. Okay, fellow.
Okay, Mrs. Favor, you have
Okay,
a question.
think
You can ask. Okay, you can ask
ask
because we
Mrs.
have a lot. We have a lot to cover up.
Is it my favor?
Oh,
Yes,
Hello. I don't. Is it my favor you're talking about?
yes. You can speak.
Hello.
You raise up your hand.
You said you want to hear from me. I'm listening. I'm in the class.
Okay, I'm talking about the person who just joined, fellow jesters. The person is here muted, and I asked the person to unmute and speak, and it's not responding.
Okay, am I
Hello.
the one? I just joined now, so I don't know if.
Okay, are you? Have you been joining with us before?
No, this is the first time. This is my
Okay, I
first
would
time.
like to please next time you are joining this class, always use your name and your
Oh,
class.
okay. All right.
okay. So back to business. So I've taught you how to clean a data. Like there are many ways we can clean the data, but if there are missing values and you want to check, they ask you a question: how many missing values are here in this data set? You can be able to do that with what? Using your count blank. And I've taught you the principles and ways to clean your data, either using your field, the field data, or you drop your data. So moving on to the next function that we're going to be talking about, is let's see, is the sum function. So when we did our mathematical kidney and the rest, we said if you do addition, remember when if you're with us at the first part of the class, when we did addition, subtraction, maybe we didn't do subtraction, but you understand how to do subtraction, division, how
Hello,
it works.
Instructor Martins.
Yes, I'm with you.
I don't know if the person has responded.
Okay, the fellow star,
Yeah,
fellow G star. And she answered you now. And yes, she has responded.
I did not. My network was logged
Okay,
out, so
yes.
I would like her to introduce herself to me, please. Fellow star, can you unmute and introduce yourself again, please?
Okay. My name is Mark Williams. So I am
Okay,
joining this training from Anambra State.
okay. Your name is Mercy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you just joined the class. I think not quite long. I added you. Okay, you can continue, please. When next time you are joining the class, you try to come with your name. Okay,
All
Instructor
right.
Matis, you can continue.
Okay.
So when we see the sum function, right? The sum function is what? A pre-made function in Excel, which help us add numbers in what? In a range. So it's the same thing as you doing that 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 3 minus this. But what the sum function does, it calculate the total number, like the total number. Instead of you doing 2 plus 3, if they tell you calculate the total of that number, no need to, you already know that it's plus now. So no need to do all those plus 2, it will be very stressful. So function, there's an Excel function called what? Sum. It already enable us to just what? Do that calculation for us. All we need to do is make. Okay, somebody's okay. Okay, you can unmute and ask Mrs. Jester.
Okay, please. I don't know. I can't see the screen. I don't know if it's from my end or is it general?
Okay, let me ask the full class. Please, is everybody seeing the screen? I don't know. Somebody can just respond.
Yes, I'm seeing the screen. I believe it's from his end.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I can see the
Sorry,
screen
so
from
I
here.
have to rejoin. Okay.
Okay. So the sum function, like I told you, like if you're with us at the other class.
With us at the other class.
Okay, somebody is still raising up his
Okay,
hand.
somebody is still raising up his hand.
Somebody's mic. Okay. Okay, so now.
Please,
Oh,
please, if you want to join this, if you want to ask question, raise up your hand. Don't unmute yourself, please. Don't unmute. Okay. If you want to ask question, raise up your hand. So you continue.
so the sum function, like we talked about, if you're at the other class, right? So when we did the total number of these, the total price, right, of something. So instead of you doing your plus, minus, or division, this sum function, it enables you to what? Do that total calculation of everything you want to do. Functions just make your life easy. That's one thing you need to know. Functions, it will make your life very easy. So it will make your life very easy. Those functions. So we have it is type with what? Equal to, then capital letter sum. Then note the sum function add what? Cell in a range, both negative and what? Positive. Meaning it can be negative or what? Positive. So how to use what? The sum function. Number one, select what? A cell. Number two, you can write it in your notes if you'll be using those functions. Number two, type equal to what? The sum. Take note, you know it's capital letter. SUM equal to what? The sum. Then number three, double click the sum command, which I'll tell you how to do it. Then number four, select a range. When we talk about range, what do you want to calculate? The total amount or the total discount. Calculate the total discount D1 to what? To the end of where we're supposed to stop. That is what? Select the range. Then number five, hit enter your enter button to get what? Your result. So what the sum function does after hitting your enter button, it's calculate the total amount of what? If it's your price you are getting or any calculation you are making, and what give you the total what the value of that sum. Okay, so to practicalize the sum, okay, now to practicalize the sum, I will share my Excel screen. Let's practicalize the sum. Okay, now to get sum, now we can say, okay, what's the total? This is the price, right? This is price now. We want to get the what? The total value of this price. So now we can say what? Total price, right? And here in M, and here in N7, yes, N7. Remember, if you are the other class, I told you how to use the name box. N7. In N7, you can use what? To get the total price. You can say price, that's G what? G2. So now we are going to use what? The sum function. And what is the first step? you put what? Your equal to sign, followed by what? Your sum function, sum, then open your parentheses. Then at this parentheses, if you do like this, you get one error yet, right? So you have to wait and be patient. Then you have to put your first parenthesis here and write what? So we are calculating this price here. So we are saying G2, then put your double column and say what? That means we are in this range. G2 to where? Where did the database end? All you need to do is just to go and scroll at the end of what? Of the database or the data set. Oh, so it ended at 101. So we say G2 to what? G2 to what? Can somebody answer me and tell me G2 to what? Just raise up your hand if you want to participate, and so you can answer.
From G2 to G101.
Okay, G101. Okay, so you can mute your mic. So let's check if it's correct and we click on enter. Oh, so we got the total price is what? Yeah, we've gotten the price 94,650 what? Dollars. So yeah, what he did here was do what? Calculate what? The total price. Now for us calculating each one and doing this. So what the sum function do is calculate what? The total price. So why I did not put my total here is because we are going to be having a lot of data. We are going to be having big data. It's not like really nice to go and put the total here, right? So it's good to always like look for either you put it at a different screen or where at the side of the screen so you can know what you are working with than putting it at the bottom of the screen because we'll be having new data loading in here every time. So we got the total price of this price. So now let's check. Does some add? Can some add? What do we call this? Later. Can some add letters? Can somebody try? Can some add letters? If you raise up your hand if you want to check. Total letters. Okay, you can answer, Mrs. Favor.
Letters we have a like a value assigned to them.
Okay, so we are
Can you hear
saying
me?
we can use for some. That means you are saying some. You are saying some, right?
You can add letters. Yes, if they have a value assigned to them.
Okay, yes, but specifically you mean they cannot assign without any values, like without if they don't
Yes,
have their values, they cannot work, right?
yes, yes,
Okay, so
yes.
let's test if she's really correct. So let's work with I2 to what? I101 and click enter. So we got 0. She's very correct. A letters cannot be what? Assigned by itself. With some, it will keep returning what? 0. But when it has what? Values attached to it, as she has said, let's try RAM. This is RAM, right? Let's try if RAM could give the total what? RAM. So RAM is what? D2 to what? D101. And let's check. So we proved that wrong, that numbers assigned to what cannot give you what? The what? Cannot give you the total sum. So she was wrong about our theory here. That's why I had to unmute and let somebody answer. Right? So we all agree that sum cannot be assigned to what? To a value, but only to what? To numbers. Because it is what? An arithmetic operator. So now let me move to the second slide. So now we have the count if. Okay. Yes. So we have the count if. The count if function. Please take note. This is a very important function now. The count if function. This function is used to what? Count a cell with numbers and what? letters. Please take note. Remember when we did sum now, we could not add what? Numbers and letter. These are very important topics in data analysis. We could not add what? Numbers and letter with a sum function. So now we say the count if, you can take it, write it on your notes so you don't forget. The counting function, this function is used to what? Count cells with what? Numbers and what? Letters. Which counts in a cell is based on either a true or a false. So if it's a true value, meaning if it's true, it will give you the answer. If it's false, it will return what? 0. If it's true, it will give you what? Your answer. If it's false, it will return nothing. A false statement. So how to use a count if functions? So use a count if function. The first step is what? Select the cell. The second step is what? When you type your equal to sign, you put what? Your count what? Your count if, sorry, there was a typo here when I wrote it. It's count, C-O-U-N-T, count then if combined. So equal to count if command. Then the third step, set the range, e.g. from I1, range 1 to what? To the range you are going to. Then put a comma inside that our parenthesis. The count if function takes two things, the range and what? Either the what? The range or what? The letter or the value that wants to be compiled with or compared with. And then follow with the what? The compared name or range, e.g. let's say car. So after putting your A1 to A1 to A10 range, you put a comma. Sometimes comma doesn't work. Some people have to put that your closing semitone, which I'll show you. So there you put after you put your comma, followed by what? Compared name or range. The range now is the letter. Remember now we have the letter. Which letter is there that we want to compare with? You understand? Is it car or do you want to just compare it with what? Is it A5? So we can do that. Then click what? Enter. E.g. for example, count if from range 1, A1 to range 10. Then comma followed by what? Car. So is it car? So we now have to specify what is the range that we're comparing with. What do you want to compare with? Is it car? What text was inside? Is it car or this? Don't worry, it sounds a little bit like big thing now, but I'll have to break it down for you guys. So word use cases to check the total amount of a particular object. For example, in a data set, you are asked now. So let's go to our data set and practicalize on it. So in our data set now, which we are doing here now, we are asked now a typical question by this company now. We want to know how many what is used to get what they count, right? We want to know how many what, how many, this is operating system in the company. We want to know how many what operating system. Sorry, I have to shift this a little bit. How many operating system do we have? We have now, if you take a look at this data set, we have what? Linux. Linux is a type of operating system. Like Linux, there's Windows, which is common, then there's MacBook. So we want to know how many Linux do we sell in this data set. We cannot be going and be counting one. We need to check how many Linux did we sell, how many Windows did we sell, and how many Mac OS. So you as a data analyst, you need to look at this data set and say, oh, okay, we have 3 common system here, which our company operates on, which is number 1, Linux, right? Linux, Windows. I'll just have to write it for short. Then OS, right? I'll say MOS. I don't want to write too much. So Linux, we have 3 main operating system that our company are selling. If you use your eye to check, which is Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. So now we want to check in a company. You are asked now to check how many Linux did we sell this month. How do you check? You say equal to what? Your count if. I don't want to do it. So I want to ask somebody here, can you try? Just raise up your hand with the explanation I gave. Okay, nobody. Okay, Mrs. Ayodele, let's unmute and let you guide us.
Mr. Ayodele.
Okay, Mr. Ayodele,
Okay.
sorry for the
So we
misinterpretation.
use a count if.
Okay, so you are teaching me now. You are teaching the
So
class.
that
So how do we start it?
so
So
we
now we
start
want
with,
to get what for Linus. We say what?
we use the equal to,
Okay,
then count if,
count
then we
if.
open our brackets,
Okay, and type what?
then we type the range of
Yes,
the
tell me
cell.
which range. I don't know the range. Use your eye,
Yeah.
trace the range.
We're starting from range F2
F2
to F101. I think that's the last number.
F101. Okay.
Then
Then
we
what's
use a
next?
comma.
Comma. Okay.
Then we indicate Linux there.
Okay.
So it will return the values for Linux.
Linux.
Then we'll close our
Is
bracket.
it in capital letter or small letter? Should I indicate it the way I wrote it or in any form? Does it work?
I think you should indicate it the way you wrote it to be on the safer side.
Okay. So we got 23 system for Linus. We should clap for him. So I think another person was participating who raised up his hand. So I want the other person to try for Windows. Somebody raised up his hand for Windows. I want somebody to check how many Windows system do we have. Okay, Mrs. Ogenika, you can proceed. Followed by Mrs. Taiwo or Mr. Taiwo. Okay, Mrs. Ogenika, okay, you can proceed. Ginika, you can proceed.
Ginica.
So for
Okay.
Windows,
To get Windows, you start with the equals to function,
okay,
count if,
okay,
F3, no, open
okay,
brackets, open brackets,
okay, F3,
F3, yes, to F101,
F3, you said F3, right?
yes,
Okay,
to
so
F101,
F101,
yes, comma,
okay,
then your Windows,
okay, Windows,
semicolon, yes, you put that a semicolon, then close brackets.
okay, so our Windows. Take note, since this place is too tight, we can come here and write it. So
Alright.
Windows. So let's test if she's correct. You said Windows, just Windows, right? Am I to
Windows,
write
yeah,
it with capital letter or the same way I wrote it, or I can write Windows and check if it works?
so the same way you wrote it, the same
Okay,
way.
so I have to put a capital letter Windows. Do I have to leave a space for 11?
No, just Windows, enter.
Okay, just Windows. Please take note. Look again.
Close your brackets.
There's a space in 11. Do I have to put space or I should just Windows? I can see 11. The Windows has
Okay, you
11
can
here.
put an 11.
I can put space and 11, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Then close
and I
this
click
bracket.
enter. Okay, so I have 23 what? 23 Windows.
Yeah.
23 Windows laptop. Okay, she's correct. Let's give her a hands up. Then I want somebody else also to try for the Mac OS.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
I want to say something.
Okay, I'm with you.
I noticed that when she was actually calling the range, she started with F3 because
Yes.
F3. So I wanted to say,
Good.
you starting from F3. If if even if at all the range of value actually we
Started
have
from F.
Windows at F2,
Yeah.
that you should have actually started from F2 because you're
F2.
looking at a particular data set. So you've already minused one from it already. So
Yeah.
I feel like you should start from F2 instead of F3.
I love that. I love the I love. We should clap for him. It's a good data. I was waiting for the question. That's why I skipped and I said, "Oh, somebody." I was going to bring that question. As a data analyst, you don't just skip that data. Every data is very important to you. So you have to start from where? The top of the data, even if it's not what a Linus data. So you have to go and start from Linus and click your enter because we never can tell. Something here might be Windows, which we don't know. So starting from where the top of your data is actually a good practice to partake. Okay, Mr. Taiwo, you can help us with MOS. Is somebody afraid of without using
Okay.
the okay, yes. Without using the we have been using what do we call it? This the name of the without using the name. Can't we use something else? I told you we can use something else like comma Windows. Can't we use something else? Is it not possible? Try. Okay, try. Tell us the way you can do it for Mac OS.
Okay. We start with equal to sign.
Okay, equal to sign.
Count if.
Okay, count if.
Open brackets.
Okay,
And F2
F2.
semicolon.
Okay, it ended at 101. So what do we do?
Comma.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I think you went off.
No.
F2. You stopped at F2. Okay.
F2 semicolon F101
F101. Okay. What next?
comma.
Okay.
Then double quotation.
Okay.
Then Mac OS. The way you wrote it.
Must we use Mac OS? Can't somebody try? There's another way I taught you guys. Oh. Yeah, let me share the screen. It's correct, so we should clap for him. It's correct. He got it very correct. Okay, Miss Rukayat, you try. What else can we use here? It's already correct. Oh, he's correct. He got it correctly.
Can't we use the range for the macros or whatever?
Okay, I
Like
already taught you guys already.
instead of using macros, why can't you just use like what's the first one? F4.
F4.
Can we use that?
Let's try it
Yeah.
now. You are the one suggesting, Abby. So let's say
Yeah.
F4.
Can we?
Enter. So it gave us 31.
You've not put
So
the column on top. Oh, okay.
okay, where?
Is there no use of putting that column on top, or you just removed it? That open quotation on top of it.
Okay, you say
When we
another
are writing
open
that
quote.
F2, is it because we are using red letters?
Let me explain something to you. Let
Did
me
you
go
get what I
back to
said?
this. Let me go back to the slide. No. Explain it to me. I want to go back to the slide so you can understand. Okay, so we are here now.
Okay.
So we said there are two ways of using it. Either what? You compare it by the range, the name of the range, right? Which is car, right?
Yes.
Or what?
Okay,
Or
yes.
what?
Or
A5.
the range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or what? The range. So you see now, so you are
Range.
correct.
Yeah.
We should
It's not
clap
the
for
name
her.
of it.
But you have to start with where? From the first place of the data set, not from the name. You hope you understand now. Let me show you.
Okay.
You are correct, so you are correct. But if you see when that guy explained, there was something he asked now, which he asked the question. You don't have to start from here, right? Because you're analyzing the full thing, you have to start from here, right? So from here, everything we analyze everything for you, right? So you don't have to go and start Mac OS. You have to read from here to where the end of the things we are looking for. So now, okay, who can total this thing together to see? Let me see if somebody remember how to total this. We want to get now the total number of this. Please, we don't have any time. I think just like one person. Okay, you can participate. Miss Rukayat participates.
Equal to sign
Okay, equal
sum
to sign.
and
Okay,
yeah,
sum and
sum 15.
okay, M15. Okay,
Yeah, to M17, I guess. Yeah, 17.
M17. Okay. So 69. We have the total of what? 69. The reason why I'm doing this is for you guys to understand, because this is what you see in a data analyst job. So now for the rest people that are raising up their hand, I have a question. We are almost done with it. We should clap for Miss Rukayat. So I have one more question for you guys. Now we have a city here. We have a city in this analyst, in this data set. Now we want to know how many the Nigerians say. Your manager asks you how many the Nigerians say. We don't even know if Nigeria is here, but there are many cities. So who can do it? Okay, let me see the first person that raised up this hand. People are dropping your hand now. Okay, let's see who. Uh, let me see. This thing is jumping. Okay, M- is it Mr. Ayodele or something? Okay, no, Ajola Oluwa. Okay, you can participate. Ajola Oluwa, you
Good
can
evening.
participate. Okay, good evening.
Yes.
So now
So
we
we're
have a
also using
city.
count if.
Huh?
We're also using count if.
Okay, so you're going to teach us now. Oh yeah, let's do it. We don't have much
Alright.
time now. We'll
The
soon round
equal
up
to
now.
sign.
Okay, so what are you going to do now to show, like, you cannot just start equals to now to show, let's make it neat, to show that, oh, okay, city now. Abby,
Sir?
let's make it neat. Like, are you not going to give it a name like this or something? I don't know.
Okay,
But
alright.
okay,
City,
okay,
Nigeria.
city.
They are trying to
Okay,
check for Nigeria.
okay. City
Alright.
NGN is short. Okay,
Okay. Alright. Then the next cell equal
okay,
to
okay.
count if,
Count if.
then open bracket,
Okay,
then I2,
I2.
I2 as in number 2,
Okay, I2.
then to
Okay,
I101,
101. Okay,
comma,
okay,
then Nigeria
okay.
in
Nigeria. How did I spell that
quotation.
Nigeria? Let me go and check.
Okay,
Let me see. Okay, no Nigeria here. I quickly had
okay.
one Nigerian here. Let's see.
Mm.
I think it was the other class I did Nigerian. So I've added 2 Nigerians in some place, 3 Nigerians now.
Okay, sir.
So, but let's say you don't know that there was Nigerian there. You understand? Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
So now let me come and put Nigerian here. So we are putting Nigerian here, right?
Yes, sir.
So we
Then
have what?
equal to
3 Nigerians. So
yes, sir.
clap for her. She got it. Okay, so now can somebody try? How many gigabytes of RAM do we have? How many 32 gig of RAM do we have in a data set? Okay, let me pick. Okay, who was the next person? Miss. Okay, Ayodele. Okay, Ayodele. You can participate.
Okay, yes, sir. We also follow the same procedure of using count if,
Okay, but
but
I don't know
we
the
need-
procedure, so you are teaching us.
so we want
Okay.
to know how many 32 gig RAM. So we
Yes.
indicate 32 gig RAM.
Okay, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Okay.
Then that'll be that'll be equals to count if.
Okay, count if.
then our brackets.
Okay.
Then we pick from D2
D2,
to D101.
D101.
Then comma.
Okay, comma.
Then a quotation, a double quotation.
Okay.
Then we indicate 32 gig.
32. Can I put
Or
small letter in the GB?
yeah, you can also put small letter.
Okay, 32 gig. So I put small letter and it works, right?
Yes, sir.
So we have 42 what? 32 gig Arbitron. So let's clap for him. So finally, the last question, the last one for the last person. The last one for the last person. Let me see. Okay, now we have a brand. Now, how many watts MSI do we have on this data set? Who can try? I think somebody has removed the sound. Though. If you don't want to try again, just one more person. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Joe Lua, you have participated. I need another person that has not participated. Opad. Okay. Rukayat. Rukayat, you can try. Okay, Rukayat, you can try. How many MSI laptop do we have in the company?
So okay, so
Okay.
MSI brand.
Okay, MSI brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So equal to let's.
Okay. Year or year?
There, yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Okay.
row, next row, yeah.
Okay.
Count if.
Okay, count if.
Open bracket.
Okay.
B, yeah, that's brand. So
B2.
B2. Yeah, to B101.
To B101. Okay.
So comma.
Okay.
Open quotation.
Okay.
No, don't open quotation. Don't open quotation. Don't open
Okay.
quotation. Close the quotation.
Okay.
B4.
Okay, B4.
Yeah, close bracket.
Okay. Close brackets. Are you sure? Final answer. So we have 15. Are you sure? Are you sure about it? Why didn't you say B? Why didn't you say B2?
I used range instead of letters.
Okay. Yeah. So because MSI is what? B4, right? So
Yeah.
we had 15. So let's confirm if you are correct. This is 1. We can't do this 2, 3, 4. I think 5.
Let's just do the count if. Let's do the count if.
6, 7. No, let's confirm. 8. We are not supposed to do this. 9, 10, 11, 12. You need to be sure. 13, 14, 15, 16. So I think there's like 16 range there or 15. So you are very correct. So you haven't doubting yourself. So let's clap for
I
us.
said no. I'm not doubting myself. I'm not doubting. I'm just saying that you should not just count. We can use the letter 2 to confirm instead of
Okay,
counting.
to confirm. So let's say, okay, let's check the letters. If she's correct, she say let's check the letters.
So MSI.
MIS
Yeah.
with small letters, right? So 15. So you are very correct. You have 15 what
Confirm,
datas
yeah.
in the data set. So don't doubt yourself anymore.
So brand.
Okay, so I have one, the last question for today. The last one. Let me see the person raising up his hand. Okay, Mr. Ayodele. So you participate on this. It will not be very hard. No, I'll make it very easy. Don't worry. So now, let's see. This our processor now. It's really very stubborn. Oh, this processor. So how many i7 do we have? Can you try? How many I7? So this is the last question for today. Mr. Ayode, you can proceed. How many I7 do we have? When I mean I7, you are going to give me the total numbers of I7s we have and the total numbers of all the everything that we have that is I7, that is processor. How many processors do we have in stock? Can
Okay,
you try that? The
yeah,
total
yeah,
number of the processors we have in stock, then
yes,
how
sir.
many I7? Okay.
Okay, for the total number of processor in stock, that will be total processor.
Total. Let's just call it PS for short.
Then we use the sum function for that.
Okay, so explain it. How do I go about it? Should I just put the sum?
Equals to sum.
Okay, equal to sum. Okay.
Then open brackets.
Okay.
C2
C2
to C101. No, no, no,
C1O. Okay.
no. Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. We don't use the sum function.
Okay.
I think we use the count function.
Okay. Did I teach the count?
I don't think so.
Okay. Why not the count if?
Okay. Count if function.
Okay. Oh yeah, let's use the count. Okay, you said the count. Count.
Yeah. Count. Then we open brackets.
Okay.
Then C2
C2
to C101.
to C101. Okay. That's
And
all right.
I think that's also.
So when we count, we got what? 0.
Yeah.
So who else can try? Count. So I will explain this count to you, but we've already exceeded our time. It was already on my slide. I just wanted, sorry for giving you something very hard.
Okay.
I just wanted to
Instructor
explain.
Martins.
Yeah.
You can continue.
So in the count, we just only have like, let's say 2, we are exceeding just 3 minutes. We've exceeded our time. You can come for the next class. So I'll just quickly explain what the count is. Sorry for giving that guy something very hard though. Don't worry, you get it
Instructor
next time.
Martins, I said you can continue the class.
Okay. So in the count if, when you look at what I said in the count if is, this function is used to what? Count what? Sales with numbers and in letters, right? So it's used to count sales numbers and what? And letters. I don't know why he did not choose to count if the count if could give us the total number. So let's check what is count. He mentioned a new function which I already have in place in my slide, which is what? The count function. This function is used to what? Count cells with what? Numbers in a range. Please take note. It's used to what? Count cells with numbers in a range. Take note of with numbers in a range. Now, if we go back now, let's see. Count if is what? Count if is used to count numbers and letter with what? In a cell, right? So count is only used for what? It's used to count cells with numbers in a range. In a range, oh. It say numbers. It did not say numbers and letter. So how to use a count? How to use a count? Select the cell, type in the count command, set the range like which we did. Click your enter, then word use case to check the total amount or number in what? In the data set. Count does same as what? The count. Okay, we have, oh, this is another slide. Counter. There's what is called counter. Count, then A on it. It does what? Same as what? The count. The only difference, it counts letters also, and count doesn't count what? Count doesn't what? Count letters. But the counter does same as count. I hope you understand. Counter does same as what? As count. The only difference is it counts what? Letters also, and count doesn't count what? Letters. Who understand this? Should raise up his hand. Who can help us with that question? I've already explained the answer now. Okay, Mrs. Anjul. Okay, Oluwa. I'll just call you Oluwa. Sorry for short. Okay. Can you
Alright,
help
the
us
name
now
is
with our?
Angela Oliver.
Can you help us now with our
Alright,
data
so
set?
count here with the data
Remember,
set.
yes, where we stopped here. So we are trying to get the
Okay.
total amount of processor.
Okay. So here we are going to use count A. No.
Okay.
Sorry, count if. Because I
Are
don't
you
know
sure?
English.
Okay, count
Yes,
if.
count if.
Okay.
Yes. Then open brackets.
Okay.
C2
Okay.
to C101.
Okay.
Yeah. Then close
Finish.
bracket.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I should
Okay,
close
sorry, what are we
bracket.
counting again?
We are trying to get the total amount of processor we have. What is the total? How many processors do we buy in stock? What's our total? What is the amount? Like how many are in stock?
How many are there?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
So let me
It
take you guys
should
back
be
to the slide. Let me take you back to the slide so you can understand. Don't worry, you can unmute. Okay, Mr. Hassan, you can proceed. I will explain it. Okay, Mr. Hassan, proceed. Can you help us out
Okay,
with the
based on
definition I gave? Okay.
okay, based on what you gave, you said
Okay.
count can only give us the numbers, can only count the numbers in the range,
Okay.
but counter can count both letters and number
Okay.
together. So I guess it's only counter can
That
work
can
for
help
this.
us. Okay, so teach us now.
Yeah.
Let's try it now. Because I won't be the one. I
Okay.
don't want to solve it for you guys at all. You people did not do my assignment. So, okay, solve it. Only one
I
person. I know, I understand. They are teachers. Teachers, we don't have time again. How do we use
okay
the counter that you said?
equal um,
Okay.
equal to sign
Okay.
counter
Okay.
then C2
Okay, C2,
to C101.
C101. Okay,
Yes.
what next?
That is, I think that will give
Okay,
us the
that's
total number of, yeah.
okay. So let's clap for him. So he was following up with my slide. So we got 100. The total number is what? 100. So the last person that will participate now is what? Let me see. Let me pick Ayo
Sorry,
Daily.
sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. As regard the counter, I was just thinking, mathematically, because it feels like a direct question, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So
okay, yes. Okay,
it feels
those
like it feels
okay,
like a direct question.
yes,
So I
let me
was thinking
okay,
we
let
could
me
actually.
address this.
Okay.
You see, remember if you're in the first class, I told you I said programming. This is definitely programming. Programming logic is different from mathematics logical. Remember, I told you if you use mathematics logic here, you will stress yourself. But they simplified mathematics. So they've simplified mathematics. That's what it do. So in programming, what they do, they make things very easy. Everything that you need to go and do arithmetic, that you have to go and do algebra for, you don't need algebra here. You just need to use what functions to participate on your. Okay, I think I'm seeing somebody's hand on
Okay,
whatever you want to do.
Instructor Martins.
Okay.
Okay, let me break this down for our participants. So I want you to know that programming started from Excel, because have you heard about the first programming language that started with Visual Basic or Basic? Basic is the first programming language, right? And
Yes, yes, basic.
which Excel make use of? If you see, when we are going into our automation, I think I am the one that will take the class. I will take you through the Visual Basic micro, which we see the automation. Okay, and I want you guys to know that Excel is also part of a programming language. Okay.
Exactly. So you'll be learning programming. So using like Excel is wide, but in fact, we have break everything down for you to be very easy. Mr. Taiwo, you are participating. I took note of your name, Taiwo Hassan. So now I want to get the the total customers we had. So how do we do that? Total customer. Mr. Taiwo, your hands was up. Total customer. Who else can try? Could just
Okay.
assist us.
Total
By
customer, we use this to get the total customer equal to sign counter.
Okay, wait. I think you're too fast for me. We don't have much space here. Okay, let me come here. Let me delete some things. Okay, let's just take note. This H, right? Okay.
Yes.
So okay, yeah. Okay. We use what?
Equal
Equal
to
to.
sign
Okay.
counter
Okay, counter.
H2.
Okay. H2. H2.
Yes, to
Okay.
H101.
H101. Okay. That's all.
Yeah, that
So
will
we
give us the total customer.
it's okay, the total customer. So we had 100 customers. 100 customers. 100 customers. So it's a lie. We had 101 customers. How come? So where are we getting it very wrong? So the total data set is what? Did we say 101? Okay, somebody wants to participate. Okay, Rukayat. We had 101 data sets, so we are getting 100 customers. Why? Who can fix the error?
Because there is 100 customers. You know, when we are inputting the data set, you started from 2.
Okay. So how do
The
we
number
fix
started
this
from
now?
2. That's why we are starting from H2.
Okay. So where
That
do we
our
have to
data
start
set,
from?
our value started from our data started from what's it called? H2.
H1.
The first
Okay.
the H1 is for the headings.
Okay. So yeah, he said
So
H2
like
to range
the input of
H101.
data.
So how do we correct it? What he did, he
Yes,
said
because
H2
that's where
to H101. So if I'm not saying any, so now it's
yes,
correct
because
like this.
like
So 100 is the correct answer. Do we
yes.
agree? What about H1? So this is 100 now. 100 is the correct answer, and we are having 101. That means one person is missing.
H1.
Let's try it now. Let's say H1 and
No.
101. Okay, explain.
But look at
I
the
love this.
H1. What is on
I will
the
explain.
H1?
Okay, you've tried H1, right? Do you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to confuse you right now, but you need to prove me very right. You need to prove me very wrong. So
We are
next
not
person,
confused. We are
huh?
not confused.
Okay. So what is the answer? Tell me.
We are
Defend
not
yourself.
confused.
Okay, defend yourself now. You said H2. Is this correct? H2 to 101, 100 users.
Okay. According wait,
See,
yes.
to look at it, it's
Because there
correct.
is only 100 data.
Okay.
Yes.
I will not tell
Check
you
number
yet if you are
1. Check
correct.
number 1.
I will
We
not
are
tell you if you are
counting.
correct.
Look
But
at number 1.
okay. I'm looking at number 1.
H1 is what's it called? The data on it is our headings. Like that's our headings. It contains our
Okay.
heading. If you're going
Yes.
to number it, like if you're going to renumber, you have to start from, if you're starting from 1, that's where your
Okay.
data, that's where your values like is starting from. Then it will be 1 to 100. But
Okay.
since we are starting from 2,
Okay, good. I know the answer already. I know your score already. I will tell you. Okay, next person try. I will not tell anybody their score now. Just once I'm done. Okay, the next person, Ayodele, you can try. So is she correct or is she wrong?
She's actually correct because we want to count the number of customers,
Okay.
and counting the number of customers, we want to count the number of customers and
Okay.
that has to do with the customer's name.
Okay.
So
Which is
the
starting
customer
from here.
name, yeah, which is actually starting from H2.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that your point is she's correct. Okay, next
Yes,
person. I will not tell you your answer yet. I'll just tell you guys congratulations. Okay, the next person you can try. I think that's one hand, Mr. Hassan. Or
Okay, the guy is actually correct because our data is starting from row 2. It's not starting
okay,
from row 1. Our row
yes,
1 is actually for our label for the cell.
exactly.
So why
Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations, you all passed. We should give them a hands up. It's not easy. Okay, so that's that for today. Till the next class. Okay, Mr. Moses, you can take over from now. Please, we should clap for those.